Hey, what is going on, guys? This is Topher Lux, and this is just kind of a personal video going out to Yodi and his family and everything. I know Yodi is passed. For those of you who didn't know, Yoteslaya, the zombie slayer, probably the biggest single influence in my YouTubing, has passed away, and it really sucks. It's kind of a hard thing to take hold of, or a jagged pill to swallow, so to speak. Um, a couple years back, this is kind of related, unrelated. A couple years back, I had a friend of mine that I grew up with. That she had been my friend since I was 13. We were 25 at the time, and she got ill and died like overnight, literally over in like a day or two. All of a sudden, she's dead. You know, my wife looked at me and said, "Hey, Alex passed." And at that moment, it was a big wall for me to hit, because up until that point, nobody that I knew had died. And if anybody out there that's listening to this knows what it's like to lose somebody you love, or somebody that's close to you and you don't necessarily even love, but just a buddy, just a friend, someone that you're acquainted with pretty fondly, it's tough. Whether it be family member or friend, you immediately start thinking about all the things you could have said, or all the times you could have had, or you remember the times that you did have, and kind of like this solace that it's not going to happen again, and it's sad. And so for some reason, because that's the only real modern death that I've experienced, that's kind of what this feels like to me. And I know that this sounds really cheesy for me. I honestly don't think that Yodi's ever seen one of my videos. I've only been doing it for like 6 months or so. I don't know that he has ever. I don't think I've ever talked to him. I think me and my wife tried to hop in on a live stream he was doing a while back, but that was really as close as I got to it. Near the end of his YouTubing, that I noticed he was doing a whole lot of PC stuff. I don't play PC. I'm strictly just Xbox, so I didn't have a whole lot of chances or opportunities for me to meet up with him. But I really, really wish that I had had that opportunity. Like I said, he was a monumental influence on me, and I started watching his videos when he had less than 100,000. I think he was around 90,000 when I first found him. Around 100,000 when I subbed, because I realized that I could go to him for information on any content that I wanted as far as zombies go. Zombies was like my first love as far as not just YouTube, but as far as first-person shooting. It was what got me back into first-person games, and Yodi was like the dude to go to. I didn't have, there was other guys out there that were doing it, and I got into even smaller channels like Mr. John Based Out, bigger channels like the Syndicate Project. There was no one that I could relate to. I'm in Kentucky, for those of you who don't know. I'm in the state of Kentucky, and Yodi was in Indiana, so there was a lot of like familiarity there. In the past, he said he'd worked on a printing press, and in my last job, that's what I did. I mean, I did it for years. I worked on a printing press, and I instantly had that kind of relative feeling, and I think that's one of the things that he brought to the table. Was he was relatable. He fucked up words. He made up words. He fucked them up, and when he didn't edit every one of them. He'd say, "Well, that just came out funny," or something like that, and that was part of the charm of Yodi. And that was one of the biggest reasons why he was an inspiration for me, was because he was himself, flaws and all, misspoken words, or him talking about screwing up his truck, or him getting to some epic goal and accomplishing it, or falling on his face right there at the end and failing very miserably. Either way it happened, he kept us entertained for hours and hours and hours. And I remember literally watching hours and hours and hours of his videos, because it was engaging. It was fun. From the original Black Ops to his Moab May to his custom PC zombie games and stuff, all the way up to Minecraft, which I didn't even play Minecraft, but I watched tons of his stuff because it was just funny, seeing him boot everybody from the party. But yeah, it was just, it's fun. It's everything that you wish for in a community on YouTube. You want somebody that you are entertained by, somebody that you can relate to, and someone that makes very good quality content you can't get anywhere else. And that was Yoteslaya. That was him in a nutshell. And I don't think the YouTube community will be the same. I think that we'll see some new faces, might get a little bit of recognition. But I really, really, really hope, beyond anything, even, I hope that maybe Nova or his ex-wife can see if there's any footage or any videos that are finished on his hard drive that that they could post, because I think everybody at this point would love to just get the last bit of him that we could, because everything he did was dynamite. I don't really know what else to say after that. He was a phenomenal YouTuber, and he'll be missed so much. It's not to ramble on, but when he has a video and he's talking about fixing his truck, and he was playing, I think that was on the road to Round Leet, like that 1337 thing on I think it was Shangri. No, it wasn't Shangri-La. It was the swamp map. I can't remember on Black Ops. But Shinonuma, that's what it was. And he would run around that. He was talking about random ass shit, like about working on his car and putting new headlights in his truck and stuff like that, or post a video about his new truck that he got. He did a couple of those, and when you see something like that and you're into the person that's doing it and you follow the person, then you kind of feel like, hey, that's a memory we have, almost like your buddy would do it. If your buddy pulled up in your driveway and wanted to show you his new truck, you'd kind of have that memory, that bond. You'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that time. And that's kind of what I feel here. It's weird, maybe even just a little creepy, but I think that's part of what made his channel such a success, made him so successful, is that he had that charisma. He had that captivating attitude and demeanor, and he'll definitely be missed. But this is just me speaking out to Yodi. If you're there, I just wanted you to know that you've been an amazing inspiration to me, and I'll be praying for you and your family. Thanks, man.